strange and so, and it is so funny that when it comes to that, then the group is trying to use the laws. They want to put the practice of the laws in place. Now, when it comes to that, people are now thinking about we have to follow the law in order to establish, a good person to be with us. I don't know why they pick that, and at some point we don't even want to see the law or follow the law. Then when it comes to Jesus Christ, they say, "Oh, Jesus Christ died for us, so that one, the law doesn't matter. I can do whatever I have to do." When you were going to marry, was Jesus Christ, hasn't he died for you? But you were finding problem in fornicating. You claim that he died for you, so you can fornicate, you do whatever it is, it's fine. You can lie, you can do your business, and you can feel free. Now you're going to settle down with somebody. You have to be with that person before. You know each other before. But you are thinking of fornication. You're thinking that, the law now, if you try to use the law in some ways, you're able to get a better person. You see, if you be with somebody or you don't be with that person, and later he sleeps with you, you go through all the process you want him to go through, and he does all that, and he does the word and whatever it is, and he be with you, you have children, and he will separate from you, he will separate from you. If that person ends up, and whether it's a woman or a man, and he didn't like what he tasted, or didn't like the engagement that he went with you, and he wants to leave, no hook or crook, over time he will leave. So there is nothing you can do or process that you can invent in order to tie somebody down to be with you forever. The only thing is that maybe you handicap that person, and in terms of finance issues, and he always stick to you because you always make sure that he's depending on you, and you don't, make him get a chance to succeed in life, and he also behind you. You are pet dogging your own husband or your own spouse. If you pet dog somebody, you pet dog that person. Remember, one day that person will get fed up, and he will leave and not necessarily focus on whatever it is that benefit he was getting from you. He will just walk away. If the chance comes, he will just walk away. Now, would you want a sincere relationship, a more willing relationship, or you want to capture somebody and use certain means to keep him around you because you wanted that person, not much of that person wanted you? And sometimes that person might want you, but the ways and means by which you are trying to hold him down and held him from his peace and his own willingness to be himself and answer your questions that you want to answer, it will be so upsetting that if he realizes, or he gets to a point realize that you deliberately has put it to him that you are annoying that person, and obviously you end up losing the person. You need something genuine. Allow it to be. I mean, what is it that you've got to lose when you are exploring things and you are trying to experimentize and get your answers honestly, what you really want? Because it is you also are a human being, and you also have to get what you want, whether you're a woman or a man. So if you follow certain laws now, and sometimes, and most of the time, you are not following the law, but all of a sudden you go on, you want to follow the law and say, okay, fornication is a problem. If you don't fornicate with the person or sleep with the person, and you go to marry that person, and you didn't like that person, I mean, what are you going to do? If you have financially spent a lot, what do you intend? What do you think you have done? You've wasted your time. You've wasted money. What is the point in that? I don't see the just. In fact, in my view, it's not honestly the just thing to do. If I feel married, as I said before in another video, is something later in life. It's more good for the old age than the young age, because you are bound to be with to engage with people, engage here and there, and I'm not going to let the majority or the sort of the peer pressure or that comes out of all these things get into me and say people will make fun of me because I never settled down. So what? There are people who even get the life, they even didn't get any life, they died. They didn't get the life I got. Even the single life that they didn't even get that. What about that? The chance to even know about what is settled, they didn't even get that. What about that? What about them? So if you have lived and I'm there for this time, it doesn't matter to me. Something that does not make sense, I won't let that consume me. And later you see them frustrated. They got into some engagement with somebody, and now the whole family is all over the place. Consequences. They give birth to children, the children are something else. They are not happy. They are sad because they knew from the beginning they didn't like each other, but they have gone in to swear to their God. They have done so many commitments before people, so they cannot end up disgracing themselves. So they have to stick to each other. because they can't go back their word. That is the thing that ties people down. People know that, so they use that to tie you down. The elders think that is good, they will tie, but as you use that to tie people down, you are giving them not the happy life that they want to have as a joint people. A few people end up getting into this situation whereby they knew themselves before they get together. So it wasn't a matter of what they have to say to people will tie them down, because at the end of the day, they met themselves. They sort of felt each other. They came together and knew each other in every sense that a man has to know a woman, and they know each other, and they knew that definitely they can be together, and they are together. Whether what they knew will later change and give them a few moments, at the end of the day, the approach it's not hurtful. They are not hurting anybody. They are not hurting another. They can always move on to another person, because you are not tied down to one person. You are not tied down to some certain morals of laws. You are not trying to sort of impress anybody, and you have not made promises before anybody that you should trying to meet that target, because a human being is bound of failure. You cannot tell what your mood will be the next day. You can't tell even what will happen the next day. So why would I go and swear, make commitment that I'm not able to meet? Why would I do that? Especially to a living God. You don't fear your God? You don't fear your God a little bit? The God that you claim is so powerful and strong. You're going to stand before him and swear and know, and later you end up going back your word. Don't you feel some respect or fear for your own God? But then again, that is what people believe. Not everybody, a few don't, but yes, most majority, that is what is being practiced, has been accepted. So it's like they choose that end. And as I said, it's not just others saying that, okay, you are bound to be with the person, you have to do this and that rituals before you be with the person. Not just that. Sometimes you don't even have the chance to see the face of the woman, not alone sleep with her. Before you sort of marry her, you are not allowed to sleep, because if you do that, it's claimed that you end up sleeping with everybody, or people will just take advantage and sleep with the people and say, yeah, I have to sleep with her before I marry her, so I have to sleep with her. So it is up to you, the individual. If you really wanted to sleep with the person, a man or the woman, whichever side you may be, you slept with her, you slept with him. Okay, he didn't marry you, he's gone. Let him go. He didn't like it. If he has slept with you and he had liked it, so it is good for you that after you have slept with him or you have slept with her, for you both to know that you like what you had, and so now you do everything to have what you tasted. You do everything to have it because you like it. But if the person goes away, obviously he didn't like it. So now you have a sense to know that, oh, I like the person, but he didn't like me. So if I stay with him and he didn't like me, 1,000 years we'll stay together. This person, I know he doesn't like me. Why do I have to encourage it? I will get another person similar to him. I will like that person and that person will like me. That is what I'm looking for. The person who will like me because I also like him. You are not bound to like one person. I'm not bound to like one person. I may like 3 people at the same time. The woman also may like 4 people. There are so many people out there that you may want to like or be with or spend time with. It's just, that is just normal. The idea of soulmate and all that is all bogus. It's bollocks. It's not here nor there. That you are entitled to be with one person. Meanwhile, there is thousands of men that God has created. You think that you were made for one. Meanwhile, the number does not tally. You don't have 20. If everybody is meant for one person, like we will make sure that when you are giving birth, God will make sure that you give birth to 2 women, 2 men. So that every time there's always the same amount of men compared to the same amount of women. But we sometimes have more men and few women. Sometimes you have more women, you have few women in population growth. That tells you that it is not necessarily meant for you to meet one particular person or meet. No. So wherever the soulmate thing comes from, I don't know, maybe there's deeper meaning to it. It just isn't what people interpret or people think or what we should think. You meet somebody, the only chance for you to know you like that person, you have to go as far as you have to go to know each other. That's what it means to know a person. Even after that, You are not meant to rush into any marriage or anything.